you guys are making tonight. You said the decision making was really off, especially in offense. Do you agree with that?
Uh, a little bit, yeah. I thought the offensively it wasn't really flowing all the time, and when it did, we were playing, especially in the first half. I thought we were getting a lot of easy points, easy shots, dunks. Uh, the ball was moving. Second half, I felt like it was a little more sticky, and we had a lot, also some good shots that we missed, and maybe it got us a little, like a little thinking. But yeah, we gotta make sure that we keep the ball moving and we stay aggressive no matter what.
Rudy, do you think like it's been a rare occasion where you guys have shot so poorly from three this year? Like when that happens collectively, do you sense a little bit of either pressing or frustration within the group?
I think he got to us a little too much tonight. I think we got a little too frustrated by the shot not going in, and we gotta work on that. I think as long as I'm more focused on the way we get the shots, and then and knowing that it's our shots, and whether it goes in or not, just try to find good shots, And I think tonight we were too worried about is it going in or is it going out.
Rudy, less so tonight, but in the last handful, maybe the last couple of weeks, Finch has been really complimentary of what you've been able to do offensively, kind of in the middle of the floor as a passer and finding ways to be more of a scorer. Do you feel you've developed things
Sure.
in that range? And if so, what have they been? What's gone in?
Definitely, I mean, a lot of work, and then I think it's trust. Trust is magical. When you have trust. I mean, it starts within yourself, right? But then you get the trust from your teammates, trust from your coaches, being able to make mistakes, as we all make. But I definitely feel comfortable, and I try to. I see the things happening on the court, so being able to find my teammates, create easy shots for them, whether it's with my passing or with my screening. It's something that I think is good for the team, and then just being aggressive, just being poised out there, and putting a lot of pressure on the rim, and on the boards also.
It seems like you've like taken a step, and rather than like finishing with a layup or like a push shot, you could go into like finish with a dunk there. Is that a shift for you?
Yeah, I try to be more aggressive. The push shot is something also that I like, but I think it's just for me just being more decisive, being more poised, and when I'm under the basket, just try to punish people.
Seems like everybody wants to play like that next action, pace, move the ball offense. Why does it dry up sometimes, or is that just difficult to sustain over the course of 4 quarters, or what do you see there?
I think it takes 5 guys to be willing to do it, and I think we are on when you look at the big picture. But I think sometimes sometimes when there's frustration, you can go back to our old ways individually, and some of us are like, I won't put myself in that category, but some of us are like more like one-on-one scorers, and I think we just gotta just give ourselves completely away to the team, and we need the scorers to be aggressive, but within the flow of the game. So making quicker decisions. If you're gonna shoot, pass, or drive, that's pretty much what it is. And having less of dribble, and because the defense sets, and it makes everything harder. Like the NBA today's game, like the defense, they're gonna shrink. And even for me as a guy that's gonna rebound or be open, like it's much easier for me to rebound when we have an advantage. So we have a lot of ways to create advantages that are better, I think, than just playing one-on-one.
You can notice it from afar, like watching the game, when you kind of fall into one of those ruts where there's a little bit more like dribbling and isolation. Can you guys feel it when you're out there? And if
For
so,
sure.
why is it hard to break out of it when you do fall into it?
I feel like tonight we took a while to address it. We waited too long. We didn't really. Yeah, we should have addressed it. We felt it. I felt it on the court, especially in the second half. And yeah, they're a good defensive team too, so we gotta give them credit. But I feel like we made things easier for them in the second half when we kept the ball moving and when we make quick decisions, it was way harder for them. And even when we got shots, it was easier for me to punish them on the glass because they're scrambling, and we created an advantage and we keep the advantage. And whether we make the shot or not, usually we get in a better position to rebound and also to get back on defense. So I think this is really important for us to.
For the last few years, it seems like Mike has been one of those guys that kind of breaks you out of that frustration or breaks you out of that stickiness. And is that something that this season, with like the less minutes and him being out injured, is that something you guys are still trying to kind of navigate?
I mean,
who's going to do that, or?
For sure, I think there's guys like that are kind of connectors. They're gonna. It's like oil, oil in the machine. And when those guys are not out there, it takes for us as a team to be a little more mindful of it. And the guy that gonna have the ball in their hands a lot, to try to make sure they keep the things moving, keep the things flowing. And I think we are aware of it, and it's not always going to be perfect. I'm sure we're going to be better next game, and tonight was a great learning lesson for us.
You normally have both Ant and Julius as guys who create advantages kind of in and of themselves, right? Just even in isolation in that way. And you have no Ant tonight, and then Julius is being guarded by Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, is that something you guys are thinking about in advance of the game and like adjusting your style of play to what that's going to be, or is it just kind of like base offense?
I think because we played pretty well in the first half, when it got a little sticky in the second half, maybe we should have maybe looked at different ways to attack. But we also have full confidence in Julius to go at anybody. So we kind of we know Julius can is able to do that. But we also for sure. So it's. I definitely think we could make it easier on him, and putting him in more, open actions, and then, actions when he creates for others, and he's able to get easier shots, And I thought he could he got plenty of opportunities to get some catch and shoot threes that he could have took, but it's Julius got so many options, and it's not easy for him to he's not always going to make the perfect read, so it's we got to help him out. We got to help him out and make things easier for